Good morning. Thank you all for coming. My name is Ed Romaine. I am joined by members of the town board. I think every member of the town board is here. I am joined by the mayor of Bellport and members of the village board. I am joined by a whole array of business community leaders, including the executive director of the Chamber of Commerce here in Bellport, the Chamber of Commerce in Patchogue, and other business leaders. We're here having this press conference today because the last 10 weeks have been very hard on the people of Suffolk County and New York State and the United States with this pandemic. We've had to shut down so many things and put our economy on a pause. And we're about to come out of the pause. But in that pause, in our efforts to save lives, we've shut down things in a way that in some way is unfair. I'm looking at many Main Street businesses that ask me, Mr. Romaine, how come Walmart or BJ's or Costco are open selling the same products I'm selling and I'm not allowed to sell those products? So we're asking for a little fairness and equity. We think that some of the applications of the governor's executive order has not been fair as it relates to Main Street and small businesses. We are concerned about the prospects in the future of small business here in Brookhaven Town and in Suffolk County. Many of our local merchants ask us why. For example, a florist. Most florists get their business over the phone or over the internet, and they do delivery. They have very few walk-ins. Why are they shut? I have a cabinet maker in Santa Mauritius. On a good day, he'll have 2 or 3 people at most in his store. Why can't you limit my customers and allow me one at a time in phase 1? Why do I have to wait to phase 2 or 3 or 4? So these are questions that we're going to continue to raise because we believe that we need to be safe, we need to be smart, but we don't need rules that work against mom and pop businesses when there's no need to do that. We're very concerned about the future of small business here in the town. Now, I know each of my council people want to say something, and we do have the mayor here from Bellport, and we have some chamber leaders. So I'm going to step aside and turn it over to Mayor Raphael, Mayor of Bellport. Mayor.
Thank you, Ed. Ed Romaine has always been a wonderful friend to the village of Bellport, and his guidance during this very difficult time has been wonderful for me. When I have questions, when I need answers, Ed is always there to help. Bob Rosenberg, who is a trustee in the village of Bellport, has worked or is working with the chamber, and one of the things we're thinking about, because I agree with Ed, it's very important for our small businesses and our restaurants to succeed through this time, and when we come back, to flourish. And one of the things we're talking about is closing Main Street 1 day a week so that the merchants, small business owners and the restaurants can put tables out on Main Street. And of course, with social distancing, it would give us more space, and people, businesses would be able to be much more successful if that happens. So Bob and LuAnn Thompson, who is the president of the chamber, will continue talking about that. I'd like to introduce LuAnn Thompson so she can introduce the members of the chamber that are here today. LuAnn?
Hi, I'm LuAnn Thompson, president of the chamber. We have some of our merchants here today, and it's been very hard on us being closed. And we're fully prepared to take all precautions to make our shoppers feel safe. I'd like to bring up some of the small business owners that are here. Mary Italiano from Avino's Italian Restaurant, Paul Quinn. Who else do we have here? Allison Buck. She has a clothing store here. Dave, come up. He's wearing the name of his store in his shirt. Who else is here? We have Terry, please come up. Terry from the Long Island Advance. These are the faces of the small businesses that can't wait to open, and we're prepared to do every precaution that we can to help make shoppers feel safe. Thank you.
LuAnn, thank you very much, and I know both the town and the village will do everything we can to support our businesses and help them recover from this last 2 months.
We're
Thank
going to
you.
have Dan Patchogue, our Deputy Supervisor and Councilperson, mention outdoor dining, some of the things that we're pushing.
I most certainly will. If you can just give me a little room, gentlemen, I want to take my mask off. I want to be in compliance with the law because I want my words to be clear. It is antithetical to the governor's statements to supercharge our economy and keep retail businesses closed. Now, we've been lagged as a region on Long Island because we could not reach that second metric, our death metric. But the silver lining is we can look across the state and see that people are being responsible. The daily rate of infection now has dropped to 2.4%. This is the time, especially in an area like Bellport, where people need to make their money. If we're going to see a second wave, and there will be potentially a contraction on businesses and retailers, now is the time to get them open. There is no rational basis in law or any reasonableness to keep any of these retailers, as the supervisor spoke about, closed. People have a right to be open. The law is clear that any restrictions must be narrowly tailored and be the least restrictive means of achieving your purpose. Keeping these retailers closed and contrasting them to the people who are allowed to be opened would never survive strict scrutiny. The problem is, courts are closed. We need the governor to open these retail establishments. We need an acceleration of the phases to allow outdoor dining, as the mayor spoke about. Nobody here is promoting anything foolhardy. We all believe you should wear masks, socially distance, wash your hands, sanitize, and do what should be second nature and common sense by now. But now is the time to get going. We are with the governor in being safe, but we need to be allowed to open and to jumpstart our economy. Our businesses need it. Right now, our Main Street retailers, even in the best of times, with online purchases, technology, Amazon, they were already struggling before this pandemic. Let's help them out. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. My name is Valerie Cartright. I'm a councilwoman here in District 1, town of Brookhaven. Let me begin by thanking Governor Cuomo and Suffolk County Executive Steve Bellone for the leadership that they have displayed during this trying and unprecedented time. Almost every day for the past 2 months, the county executive has met with me, my Brookhaven colleagues, and over 100 elected officials in Suffolk County to collaborate on how to address these issues that are impacting our constituencies. For that approach, I carry a great level of respect. This is the first time that I have seen such intentional and continuous collaboration amongst all Suffolk County elected officials, all parties, all different levels of government, and in my 7 years as an elected official. But however, as we move forward through this uncharted territory, there is always room for continued collaboration towards improvement of the process. As elected officials in the largest town in Suffolk County, our frontline perspectives bring valuable insight to what is happening on the ground. Our communities and our businesses are suffering. We are here today to ask the state to take a different approach when reopening businesses. There is no question that this coronavirus pandemic created significant challenges that has us all working hard to protect the public health and safety of our residents while trying to help them to survive financially. The small business community has been devastated, and we want to help restore their businesses, but this reopening must be done in a safe and an efficient manner. Today, we renew our call upon the state to reevaluate the manner in which our small businesses are being reopened and use a more objective standard, such as the square footage recommendation that was made by the town a few weeks ago. This will place our small businesses on more equal footing, same footing as the larger and big box businesses. Small business is a major driving force, and it's the heart of our communities. What happens to our small businesses has a large ripple effect on our hamlets, on our town, our region, and our state. This is why we all stand together here fighting for our small businesses and their livelihoods. In addition, we cannot have some of our businesses working diligently to strictly comply with the letter of the law, while others blatantly violate the law with no repercussions. We have seen this in Port Jefferson Village, which is in my council district. We have seen this in Patchogue, and we have heard of other businesses operating with complete disregard for the laws. Those persons and businesses that have no respect for the law or the health and safety of our residents should not get away with such reckless behavior. This law must be enforced, but it must be enforced equally. As government, we have an obligation to our constituency to make sure that we do not create laws and policies that have disproportionate impacts. But we also must remember that enforcement and consistency matters. We hope that our call today highlights the urgency of these matters, and we ask that the state hears our call. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. I thought since I was in Bellport Village, I would wear my sailboat mask. So this week, we're starting Brookhaven responsibly, and as public officials, we have the responsibility to protect the health and safety of our residents, but we also have the responsibility to protect their economic and financial health. They are not mutually exclusive. Our business community is committed to protecting customers and employees by requiring face coverings, distancing, and regular sanitizing. Our Main Street businesses can do this just as well or even better than the largest stores that have remained open throughout the pandemic after being designated as essential, actually competing with our small businesses that offer the same services but haven't been deemed essential, so they couldn't open. We flattened the curve and we protected our residents. Now is the time to address the health of our local economy by allowing our Main Street businesses to reopen responsibly. In Brookhaven and our elected officials, we are all here to support you in any way we can.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Brookhaven Town Councilman Kevin Laval. I can tell you I'm very proud to stand here joining with my colleagues in government and with these business owners in the growing number of businesses and elected officials throughout our state that are calling for reopening of our businesses. When I was thinking about what I was going to say today, I kind of thought back to 2008. At the time, I was about a year into running my own small business, the title company. Real estate market collapsed. People that were in the business for 20, 30 years, decades, were closing up shop, and it was a very difficult and trying time as a business owner. When I go out and I speak to a lot of the business owners now, those memories of uncertainty and fear and not knowing what's going to happen come back to me. But the difference between those times and now is I had, as a small business owner, an opportunity to work, an opportunity to go out and fight for my business. Right now, under the governor's orders, our small business owners don't even have that opportunity. While large box stores are operating, doing the same business that they can do, they are sitting at home, worried about how to feed their families, how to keep their businesses open. This must stop, and we need to give them a fighting chance to be able to fight for their businesses and to provide for their families. Throughout our history as Americans, small businesses have been able to overcome the most difficult situations, and they've been able to thrive. Right now is one of those difficult situations they're in, and they need our government's support to be able to get back open, get working, get their employees back in, and end this shutdown. It's time for us to move forward. It's time for us to start moving ahead here in New York, like many other states have throughout our country. I thank you all very much.
Present the area.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. I'm Michael Legurcio. I'm the councilman that represents this area in Bellport. And yesterday, when I called the Bellport Fire Department, they immediately responded, and thank you for your hospitality for allowing us to be here, as they, too, see the importance in supporting their friends and neighbors in the village of Bellport. So thank you, Bellport Fire Department. Folks, all businesses are essential in many, many ways. As you look down the road here, you'll see the mom and pop shop that we call the mom and pop shops. They're our friends, they're our neighbors, they're our families. We need to support them. These folks live here, They work here. They go to school here. They eat here. They shop here. We need to help them survive because, folks, at the end of the day, they help us survive. Thank you, Bellport Fire Department. Thank you to the Village of Bellport Public Safety. And thank you, Mayor Fell. And we are here as one behind all of you. Thank you and God bless you.
Good afternoon. I'm Councilman Neil Foley, and I represent the 5th District. So let's talk about restaurants, okay? After 12 weeks, I think we all understand about wearing masks and socially distancing. But restaurants have been destroyed. Thousands and thousands of people are unemployed. They're not paying their bills. So let's stop with the facade that they're paying their bills through takeout. Governor Cuomo, please start opening up these restaurants slowly. Lower their capacity. Outdoor seating, help these people. Thousands of people are unemployed that cannot pay their mortgage or even feed their families. We have flattened the curve. Please help the restaurants. Thank you.
Thank you all. Before we take questions, Dave Kennedy is Executive Director of the Patchogue Chamber of Commerce. Dave, do you want to say a few words?
Sure. Thank you very much. Thank my friends in the Village of Bellport and the Greater Bellport Chamber of Commerce inviting the Patchogue Chamber to participate here. We are grateful for the town of Brookhaven standing up for the small businesses. I am proud to serve on a task force, a reopening task force that they have created. And moving forward, in particular, the town of Brookhaven were leaders in providing some guidance on outdoor business activity as we move forward. And now it's a template across the county, and the Village of Patchogue is going to be looking to do similar as the Village of Bellport to have weekly openings on Main Street for dining and hopefully for shopping as well. And I just hope we've learned some mistakes through this process. Certainly opening the big box stores and not allowing the small businesses was a mistake. And it's actually the opposite should have happened, because big box stores are a gathering point for large crowds where the small businesses can diffuse the crowd as it spreads along. And our businesses are ready to do what they have to do to provide social distancing, to be able to provide masks and hand sanitizers and create that distancing. So we're ready to go, and hopefully some adjustments will be made as we open, and we look forward to that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. If any of you have any questions for anyone here, now's the time to raise them. If not, thank you for coming. What we're hoping for is a sensible policy that will help some of our small businesses. You can limit the people that go in the store. You can put racks outside. Even with social distancing, you can have outdoor dining under certain circumstances. But we've got to make a commitment to try to save these businesses before they're lost forever. And these businesses are what anchor our downtown areas. Thank you all for coming, and everyone's available for questions if you want to ask them afterwards. Thank you again.